it depends again on which stage you're in, right? So if you're in towards the bottom ones, which is the key aspect of, okay, yes, I need to raise my vibration. What I like to give people is some of the tools that I use. Now, there's a two-pronged approach. One is what is going to create a longer lasting increase in vibration. And the other one is what can give me the faster, quicker one right now. The longer lasting ones is a series of small, consistent steps every day. I wish there was a better answer for it. You know, it's a boring answer, but most of the things in truth that actually end up in the long term, like good, successful relationships, taking care of like a particular possession or any of those, they all start with small, big, like small, consistent steps. The nervous system is exactly the same. So if your nervous system is living on the lower end of the spectrum, you want it to go up to the upper end of the spectrum, you have to have a daily or at least a 5 or 4 a week, 4 times a week practice of some kind of breath work and meditation. Because when you regulate your breath, your nervous system every day, it starts to now create this idea that, oh, my new version of who I am is here, no longer here. So the regulated state is what it tries to be. So why this is important is because on days when the moon hits you or something else happens, or maybe you're like, maybe an X response or a child says something or anything can happen, you're more likely, think about it. If you have to fall down from here, you'll fall all the way here. But if you have to fall down from here, you'll probably fall here, right? So that's why that is something I would recommend every day. Small steps, like you can watch 5-minute YouTube videos of like meditation for anxiety, meditation for whatever. We have a whole series of breathwork and meditations that you can do. That's one of the things. A gratitude practice. Gratitude, writing, I brought this up in, I think, our manifesting session, but writing 2 things you appreciate about the external and 2 things you appreciate about the internal, very important, about yourself every day, naturally raise your vibration. In fact, gratitude is one of the fastest and most powerful ways to increase your vibration. So gratitude, if you do as a daily practice, again, it's making sure you're living in that state of acceptance, of awareness. In fact, remember what I said about a relationship. When it ends, if we're truly in a state of gratitude, we're not disappointed at our lack of future. We're more grateful for what we've experienced already. That's what helps put us in a better place for what we can attract coming forward. So some of those daily consistent practices, some of the smaller things that you can do, I would say, is when you know you're feeling in a bad place, compassion so that you're not too hard on yourself, but looking or connecting with some of the things that you personally know make you feel better. For me, for example, it is actually going out and talking to people, playing with dogs or puppies or animals. So I will consciously make an effort on a day when I'm feeling really shitty to go do that. I'll consciously make an effort to do something that helps just lift up my vibration, basically. The difficult thing, now here's the irony. The days you're feeling your lowest are the days you'll want to get out of the house and do those things the least. So it's crazy because those are the days you need it the most. You don't always necessarily need it. When you're feeling really good, you're like, oh yeah, I don't actually have to play with a puppy. I'm just feeling good on my own, But those are the days you have to commit to pushing yourself out to actually do those things. Those are the days you can also be compassionate with yourself. So for example, if you need to take a day off, go for some self-care, maybe a massage, something else, or even something simple. Like for me, every time I'm done with a call, you can ask like any of my girlfriends or friends who see me, when I'm done with a call like this, I'll watch something funny on TV because it immediately regulates my nervous system and brings it into a more happy, like positive place, because there's a lot of like things that I absorb from conversations with people, trauma, etc., on the gauntlets and stuff. So I love to watch something to just relax my nervous system, etc. There's another thing I would recommend is listening to Abraham Hicks, as I brought up before. For me personally, what I love about Abraham Hicks is when she speaks, I just naturally, and she does it in such a fun and funny way that it naturally lifts my vibration just listening to her. When I went through that breakup time, it was countless fucking hours of listening to Abraham Hicks while I was cooking, while I was doing other stuff, etc. But the key thing around all of this, that's actually one step behind the question you asked. And your question is, how do I lift my vibration? Is when you're feeling so down, dejected, lonely, or isolated, there's this crippling inability to actually do anything. That is your ego trying to keep you in that place of low vibration, victimization, feeling hurt. The focus needs to be on how can I beat that part of me? How can I push past that part of me? Because when you do, then you're more capable to do any of the things we discussed. But when you can't, that's when it holds you back there. So, like I said, what really helps with that is having a consistent practice every day so that you don't even have to get to that point. If that makes sense.
Hey, and welcome to the Inner Yats YouTube page. If you like our content, make sure you click the like and the subscribe button so that you get more of these amazing videos that keep coming your way.